Hello, Nikki from Motor For You. Today we have a Land Rover Defender. This is an S finished in Tasman Blue Metallic. This car comes with a full Land Rover service history and was last serviced by Land Rover at 45,000 miles. This car does also have one owner from new. On this car we have park distance to the front. You can see the sensors just coming around the front bumper there. We can also see the front facing camera just there as well. If we then come around to the side, you can see that we get 19-inch alloy wheels on this car. If we then start to make our way around the rest of the car, to the rear of the car we have privacy glass, and as we come round to the back you can see just coming along this rear bumper here that we have rear park distance. If we then open up the boot, once inside the car you can see that we have electric windows all round with your window lock and child lock button just below. We also have electric mirrors, which you can see by these just here. If we then have a look at the steering wheel, we have a multifunctional steering wheel in this car. On the left hand side you have your telephone favourites button, skipping of stations or tracks. The middle circle button correlates to this screen here, and then the dial is your volume. And then on the right hand side we have your cruise control where we have a limiter. We have automatic wipers and automatic lights on this car. If we then look to the centre console, we have an armrest just here which we can pop open, and we have a storage compartment just in there. If I then lift this up, underneath here we have two cup holders where you can put things such as the keys. This car has got keyless start. We then have this big storage cubby down here where we also have a USB-C, a USB and a 12-volt socket. We then have the climate control. We do have dual climate control within this car, as you can see just here. To adjust the fan speed, you press this button here and it will turn this one into fan speed. And if we press this button here, it then means you can change your different programs for the different terrain selector. These buttons here are your air suspension, so you can choose to raise it or lower it, and then you have your traction control just at the bottom there as well. We do also have heated seats for the front passenger and the driver, but I will show you that through the screen as it's a bit more clear. On this car we do have a reversing camera with guidelines, as you can see just there. If I was to rotate the steering wheel, the guidelines would then move as well, giving you a rough idea as to where the car will go. We also have a 360-degree camera on this car as well. We also have the option of an off-road camera, so it will tell you about the wheelbase of the car as well as the camera. If we then go to the home page, if we swipe all the way along, here we have the first part of your home page. On this car we have sat nav. Here is where you would input your destination, and as you can see you can choose favourites, food, fuel, and if we just press down, this is then what the map looks like. If we then go back to the home page, we then have the phone option, which is functional when you have a phone connected. You'll then be able to make and receive calls through the car. We then have the media app, so this is what the player looks like. You can also set different favourite stations, and then we have your station list, so it has the whole list of stations for the DAB. We do have the options of DAB, FM and AM, as well as the tune-in radio, and then we also have the Bluetooth audio, as you can see just in the top left there as well. If we then go back to the home page, we then have your slope assist. So here it has your 4x4 information, so you can see here it will tell you what the bearings are. We also have the wage sensor, so you can see it will tell you how high the water is and what it is in feet. We then also have the compass just here, and if we swipe along again, we then have your wage sensor as well as your energy impact. So here we have your driving style, energy impact, so you can see if I was to have the heated seats on, it would tell you how much of the fuel it's using, same with the AC. We also have eco tips as well as the trip history and the journey history of the car. If we then press this little button in the corner, as you can see it will then load a whole bunch of more apps. We have the seat app, so here we can turn on the heated seats for the front passenger and the driver. So you can either press the on button just at the side, or you can just press the arrows for up and down, and they have 3 different heat options, as you can see, of high, medium and low. If we then go back to the apps, we can also adjust where the airflow comes out of through the screen. So as you can see here, you can choose between these, and then you can also sync up the 2 different climate controls. We then also for this car have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You can access these via Bluetooth, as you can see just here. So when you have your phone connected, you can choose to have it for just Bluetooth audio or also Apple CarPlay. If we then press cameras, so as you saw, we have the off-road and then we also have the on-road, and you can have it either as the reverse camera or also the front-facing camera, which you can choose by pressing the buttons just along here. As you can see just there, you can see it changes the different angles. We then also have, if we scroll further down, we have your voice control. So we have your commands, voice tags and tutorials. We then also further down have your vehicle dimensions as well as your Alexa, weather, and then we can also check the health of the vehicle through here as well. We then have a look at the seats. Here we have the driver's side seat, which is a partially electric. So to move the back of the seat, we rotate this forwards and backwards. And if we then come round to the back, we have 3 seats in the back. They have Isofix just running along the bottom there. We can also bring down the middle of the centre seat where we have 2 cup holders for the rear passengers. And then we also have 2 12-volt sockets and 2 charging points in the back for the rear passengers as well. And we do also, on the back of the seats, have a charging point as well, as you can see there. If you have any questions or queries on this car, please contact us at Motor For You. Alternatively, you can give us a call on 01580 879 666.